Before you watch The Boys Season 3, you have to check out this video here. We're going to talk about what we know going into the season and all of our crazy predictions about the show. What's up, everybody? Jersey Comic Crew here. We hope you're having a fantastic day. As I stated, we're going to talk a little bit about what we know going into Season 3, Chris, right? Yeah. We know that they're going to introduce Soldier Boy. You know, my boy from Supernatural, Jensen Ackles, whatever you want to call him. He's supposed to be the first superhero dating as far back as World War II. So he's kind of like this world's version of Captain America. We know that they have two kind of moles or double agents inside of Vault with Starlight and Queen Maeve. Yes. So we already have some tension there. Homelander's crazier than ever, Chris. He's going insane. He's going after all kinds of titty milk, from cows to human beings. He can't get enough of it.
He can't. He really can't.
We know Senator Newman was the one who was behind the exploding heads thing. She could do it with her mind. And finally, we know that Vault has created this commercial-use superhero serum. So you can get your own superpowers that last for a little bit of time. And we saw in that trailer, Chris, fan-favorite character Butcher is going to get his hands on the superpowers. And I'm assuming get in some trouble with it. So, Chris, what do you think is going to happen with Butcher with all this rage from the last season coming into this season with his own superpowers?
I think it's going to be trouble for him. I think there's a chance he gets addicted to it. I think he might overuse it or kill someone he wasn't supposed to because he loses control. I think this is going to maybe contradict that character a little bit where we know he's all about killing soups. Like Rob said, his wife died. Homelander was a part of that reason. This is going to be kind of his season for character development or regression, right? I think there's a big chance we have a completely different Butcher by the end of the season.
I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily this season is the character progression, because I feel like we got that last season, you know, with him reuniting with his wife, you know, once he died and then she came back and died again. So there's a lot of trauma here. But I do agree with the fact that this is the season for Butcher where he's going to be lashing out more, right? I see him easily succumbing to this drug, this superhero thing. I think Butcher's going to realize he can't fight fire without being fire yourself. So he's going to become a superhero, try to fight all these people. I definitely see him killing innocents and not realizing it. I think this is going to be the moment we've all been waiting for, like Butcher to snap. And I think this is going to allow him to snap in a much bigger fashion than just some regular guy with a crowbar or a machine gun.
Yeah, I think that and the possibility of him hurting people that he shouldn't be hurting, right? We saw this similarity with A-Train in season 1, where he was boosting himself with the drugs to make him faster, to keep up with the other soups, you know, almost like an aging, you know, football player. So I think this is a big thing, too, where if Butcher's using it too much because it's so much easier to take out some of these superheroes with powers, that he's going to become reliant on it, and therefore we have a problem where he's addicted to it. And, you know, I don't know if Mother's Milk and Frenchie can kind of just punch him out of this. And
I think it's going to take Huey. I think it's going to be to a point he's going to accidentally hurt Huey really bad. Ooh. And then Huey's going to be like, listen, you need to stop. I know, poor Huey.
Good.
I wonder what Dewey and Louie are doing right now.
Yeah, right?
Why this is happening.
Poor Huey, man. Like, the guy started with losing his girlfriend with just the arms, and it's just like the guy just has the worst luck.
Moving on to Soldier Boy. Cool character. I like the idea of, like, we're seeing the original superhero from back in World War II. Mm-hmm. But my kind of thing is, like, I don't necessarily need him or care that he's coming in, right? Yeah. I don't read the comics. I don't want to be spoiled for the show. I want to enjoy this as pure as I can. And I know Soldier Boy is a very important character to the comics. But so far, just with the trailers and stuff, it hasn't really shown me any reason that I should care that Soldier Boy is coming into the show. Do we know anything, or can you give us any little hints, like what he's going to be able to do in the show that's going to make us like, oh my God, I'm so happy that he's actually in the show?
In the comics, he's a part of this group called Payback. He's like the leader of like a smaller faction of superheroes, but his goal is to be part of the Seven and be a part of Vought and to kind of take Homelander's spot. Like, he's coming for his job. Oh. Now, the other side that you guys should know about Soldier Boy, which is not going to be too spoiler, it's just kind of a character profile, but skip ahead if you don't want to listen to this, is that he is actually a huge coward. In the comics, all that facade of like, I'm, you know, the original superhero, World War II, the entire world loves me because I'm a war hero, like that Captain America motif you were saying earlier, in reality, he's kind of a coward. He's not really this epically front man, you know, to go and take charge. He uses manipulation and kind of other tactics to kind of get where he wants besides his view, the world view of him, right? He's using that to get forward, to get ahead. So that's going to be interesting in this season too. And on top of that, he's also very much like Homelander. He's a mass murderer. He is hiding all of that, demon stuff under the blanket so no one
So how is he a mass murderer if he's a coward?
So he is a coward when it comes to like the other heroes and the stronger heroes that are above him.
Okay.
He plays it very carefully to kind of weave in, and he really wants you to like him. He really wants you to like have the connection with him that you think is genuine, but it's for him to kind of elevate himself. But when it comes to like missions and stuff, he's just killing everybody. And that's part of the cowardice too, right? He doesn't leave anyone alive that could come back for him. So I think it kind of ties in.
So he's always afraid that somebody's going to come back and get him. So he's got to do what he can to manipulate others so that way he's safe. While Homelander doesn't care now. He's like, you know what? You can't stop me. No, I'm stronger than anybody. Nobody's going to be able to stop me. So he doesn't have that fear. Okay, so it's more, I guess, a more a relatable Homelander, if that makes sense, which is crazy to think about.
Basically, it's like a sociological experiment of like, hey, ultimate power is ultimately corrupting, as well as those in power who have power are never going to want to lose that or give that up. So that's where Soldier Boy is. He's playing this man of the people role, aka Captain America style, but in reality, he's the man of one. It's all about Soldier Boy. So that's going to be an interesting take when you have Homelander and him kind of clashing, butting heads.
So now people have mentioned, based on the trailer and based on other comics, the island. Like you talked to us about the island last time. And I have been told that it's going to come to play again because of a title of an episode.
Yes. Episode 6 is called Herogasm.
Okay.
And in the comics, guys, Herogasm was actually a spinoff of The Boys. It was between issue 30 and 31. There was this little break in there, and there was a 6-issue miniseries about Herogasm. Now, Herogasm goes to this island. It's an island that Vought owns. They own the entire island. It's a private island. Okay. And there are no rules. There are no laws. It is an exclusive party that Vought holds to kind of get their superheroes to de-stress and do whatever they want. And basically, Rob, it is a massive orgy / drug den where not only is it all those things, but take it to the nth level of imagination where people are using their powers in sexual ways. We saw a glimpse of this with Homelander last season where, they were doing stuff in his penthouse and like hurting each other with eye beams. You have no idea what is in store, Rob.
So it's going to get very graphic very quick.
It's insane. And what goes on in this island, there's chances you will not recover from this as a human being after seeing it. Like it is in the comic, I don't think they're going to be able to hit the level that the comic had, Rob.
I'm sure.
But it's Amazon Prime, right? It's not censored by a TV bureau. It's its own entity. It's basically premium cable. So they can kind of do what they want. I'm interested to see how far they go.
Oh, I mean, who doesn't want to see supervillains and superheroes having crazy orgy sex? Like, that sounds fantastic. But my thing is, how does that, like...
only watch that episode.
I guess, how does this play to the overall plot? The only thing I could think of with this would maybe be, like, all right, Butcher, Huey, Mother's Milk, Frenchie, they're all like, oh, we know about this island. If we go there and kind of record some of this craziness, that'll blow this whole PR case wide open. Because this seems like this whole third season... A lot of it, I mean, the whole show has a lot to do with the PR of superheroes. Now with this one, where Homelander is like, oh, I fell in love with the wrong person. This wasn't it. Like, I was being manipulated. I can't believe I did all this. And people are loving it for him. And I'm guessing, like, all right, we have to destroy this PR with more PR. So they go to this island, try to record some of this. And, insert hijinks here. They're going to get called. They have to run away, yada, yada, yada. So I'm guessing that's how they're interwoven into the story, aside from just like, hey, we have a sex island. Here you go. I think that'd be pretty cool if they take that angle and spin it that way.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility. And also don't knock the possibility of, hey, we know where they all are. Let's just Death Star this place, right?
Oh, that's a cool idea.
They're all going to be there at the exact same time. We have Queen Maeve. We have Starlight. Yeah. We know when they're going to go. Can we get rid of all of them in one fell swoop while they're, destroying each other's genitals with different powers?
You brought up Queen Maeve, and I wanted to talk to you about Queen Maeve because we know she's like kind of not okay with what's going on with Vought, but she's also not kind of on the same page as Starlight and Huey and all the rest of the gang. What do you think her role is going to be in this show? Because for the most part, seasons 1 and 2, she wasn't really that big of a factor, and it kind of seems like we're getting the upswing of Queen Maeve.
Yeah.
Do you think she's gonna be like the one publicly going against Homelander? Maybe like, oh, this is not okay. We can't allow this, and taking that PR stunt? Or do you think she's still gonna just be like this, not secret agent, but like this secondary character? You're like, oh, I'm not okay with this. I'm gonna tell other people, and you better stop it, kind of deal. Like, I feel like they're not really using her character too much, and I feel like this season should be the time we take Queen Maeve and elevate her to the character that she should be.
You raise a good point, Rob, because she wasn't that integral in those seasons, but I think it's the latter. I think she's still going to be undercover.
Okay.
I think she's very worried about Homelander's power, right? He is the one person who basically could take her out, and I think she's going to be very cautiously figuring things out. I think she's in it for herself. I think she will turn on anybody, which is why I don't fully trust her at all. But I think she's still going to be undercover. I think she has some type of knowledge, or she can get to certain places that Starlight isn't akin to, right? Sure. Homelander has kind of had his eye on Starlight this whole time. He doesn't fully trust her. Everything with Huey and the relationship there and that knowledge, that I think barriers her from certain areas of Homelander's knowledge and everything else. I think Queen Maeve has more of that. I think she knows more things.
Maybe Queen Maeve is how they find out about the island and like do this plan to either blow it up or blackmail them.
Yeah, I mean, she knows the business, right? She's been there almost as long as Homelander. I think she has almost like the higher business clearance or whatever.
Oh, sure.
So that could be absolutely integral, depending on what she tells them, depending on how she sets it up. But I still do not trust her fully, Rob. I think she's in it more for herself, to get herself out and safe, not so much really caring about Butcher and Huey and the rest.
But guys, we want to hear your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen in The Boys Season 3? Tell us your favorite theory right now.
And guys, thank you so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up, like, really helps the channel out a lot. If you are new, subscribe, turn on those notifications. You don't want to miss our boys coverage, as the first 3 episodes drop very, very soon. And if you miss anything, it's right here on the channel for you. And as always, I'm Chris Heller. That's Rob Moran. We are the Jersey Comic Crew, and we'll see you next time.